McKee and Tim O'Connell. Here's our first man in the Bronc riding. Rudy Troyer from Tennessee has got a good seat and some great rhythm and timing going on there tonight, Tim.
Man, he had the Tennessee two-step working in action right there. Everything about that was classic saddle bronc riding. This horse comes out, gives him the good start. He nails his mark out right here. Gets a good hold. Horse pushes his feet back. He just kicks him back to the front. Handles his rein. Snap kick from the horse. That is a really good job by Rudy to start the pace.
Well, I know he's got to be tough. He's one of 17 siblings there in Tennessee. Holy cow. How about 77.5 to get us started? 77.5. Great job, Rudy. Great job. Good stuff. Let's go now to our next man. This is Stephen Graffin, D. White, Illinois, on a horse called After Dark tonight.
And Stephen's going to have to be patient. This horse likes to take a little scoot, but when she breaks out of this scoot, she really means it. He's got to have his feet in the front, pick that timing up, and handle everything in the back.
25-year-old, qualified for the Southeastern Circuit Finals of Pro Rodeo. What goes from Arkansas down to Florida, a little, whoa, boy. Alaman left. But I think we've got a yellow flag on the ground. He didn't have his feet up in the neck area.
No, he didn't. He missed him on the left side. You're going to see a guy push a rope out there in front of this horse on this replay to try to get her to break a little bit quicker. Gets the left side. They push the rope, then she starts bucking, but he misses his timing, not getting that mark out, got him way behind, and the power of the bucking horse took over.
Hank Whitaker from Death, Nevada. Boy, they come from all over for this great weekend for rookies. Crystal ball into the future of rodeos, what we're watching. Dream Package, Kevin Hampton Rodeo Company and Dream Package. Here's a 21-year-old from Nevada.
This horse's name fits her to a T. This horse has a ton of timing. Probably just going to angle right across here to the right, give Hank everything he needs to set up and take control of this leaderboard.
All right, the Dream Package. Could deliver. Can we get in the 80s? Big, purty paint. Look at this paint. Take a little run and look at him go. He's got the timing down tonight.
You know what I liked about this the most, Justin? He was a little bit out of time when this horse started. She took a little bit longer scoot, a little bit longer to get breaking, and he got a little bit behind from it. He gets a good mark out, holds his feet, starts going. He's a little bit out of the rhythm, but when he gets in here, he speeds his rhythm up, gets in front of her, and really showcases her out at the end of this ride.
Put him in the number one spot, 79.5 tonight. 79.5 for Nevada's Hank Whitaker. You know, these bucking horses have got the life. They work 8 seconds a week, only about 10 or 12 weeks out of the year. Oh, boy. And you ought to see the ranch at Pete Carr's place. And I've been down there at Pickett Pro Rodeo. Kevin Hampton. Boy, they've got some great places for a horse to live, that's for sure. Casey, let's ride. Rosendahl, Meeker, Colorado on River Bend from Kevin Hampton. This little horse is a Cadillac.
And you can see it out there too, Justin.
Oh,
you see the dirty laundry hanging out there.
Yeah, I do.
Nothing from a lack of effort. Horse takes a big rare right out of here. Big fast movement. He gets his feet going. She's bucking through there. He's got the timing, but if you don't nail that start, you did all this for nothing.
25-year-old, qualified for the Mountain State Circuit Finals last year on his permit. Tough no score for Rosendahl.
Right there, Justin. You see the miss mark. He's in the flat, his toes up. That rowel has to be in contact. Not just your foot. The rowel of your spur has to be in contact the very first jump. And that's tricky. When a horse puts his head over into your foot, it shoves your foot out of their neck. It's not that he didn't just reach up and try. Watch her curl her head back to the right here when she does that. But here we go on our next guy, having a little bit of trouble jumping in forward. He's out of time.
Oh, well, you said it, Cameron Lang from Warwick, Australia, mate. No score there tonight, but by golly, that will just show the crowd how important to get that rhythm with how that horse is bucking. Get your body lined up with how that rhythm is coming out of that horse's hide.
It's got to be like a moving rocking chair. You can see here, that horse is hitting the ground before his front feet are set. That he has to feel all the power. And when you start feeling that power, it's harder to get back to the front. And he gets around that corner, and corners are hard to deal with. He loses that inside stirrup and takes him off.
Now, let's go to our featured cowboy, Ira Dickinson, top 3, Rock Springs, Wyoming. Short night for one of the best bronc riders in all of pro rodeo. Right now, he's in the top 30 in the world, and everybody thinks, nearly everybody I talk to thinks he's going to be in the top 15 and go to Vegas at the end of the year.
Ira Dickinson's got a ton of talent. Watch him handle his feet, how strong this mark out is, and there's a ton of power and a ton of away. Ira's handling it so good right now.
That was a wild move coming off of that fence, I know that. And it's a miracle that our judge was able to get out of there clean in front of that bucking horse at the end.
Ira just made this look way easier than what it should have been. There wasn't an even jump in this. And it's all from the start. Watch him hold his feet in the front. Picks the timing up. Fast, snappy with his feet. Back to the front. This horse doesn't like it. She's going to give you a long jump, a short jump. I'm going to get wheeled off the fence. But because Ira just stuck it all on him, we got an 82 and a new leader, Justin.
How about a new number 1 man with that big 82 tonight? That'll take us to Warwick Southern from Weengallen, Queensland, Australia. Alley Cat from Kevin Hampton is the whoop, whoop, whoop. That's a good-looking ride right there. It was wild. It was fun. I don't know how many points he's going to be, but that was a lot of fun to watch.
That looked like breaking your classic Colt in the arena pin right there. This surge of Australian talent, just like our Canadian talent, is here to play. Everything about this was not easy. Long kicks, short kicks, turning back, throwing the kitchen sink at him. He keeps firing to the front, gives himself an opportunity to come back to tomorrow.
Here's another look at it. Gets into that spin to the right, sucking back, trying to pull him down over the front end. He just rears back and sticks it all over him right there. 82 points. He'll tie for the top spot. As we say thank you to our title sponsor, Resistol, bringing you the saddle bronc riding. And here's T.W. Flowers from Old Glory, Texas.
And this honor guard. Average score 85 to 89. This is the powerhouse horse right here. Take it a scoot. Look at the timing on the back and forth. Got the power to come with it, though.
All right. That point of balance of the upper body has got to be perfect. He was trying to lean back to get ready for that power, but he leaned back too far.
And you'll watch on this replay. Watch everything about this horse is smart. Takes the scoot. He's holding his feet. His feet finally come. And when she feels that, she's walking on her front end, changing leads, comes back the other way, works him out of his swells, takes him out the back.
Well, there's the man right there. That is Pete Carr. We had a chance to visit with him in our pre-show. He's a stock contractor, one of the most respected men in the pro rodeo business, and he loves his animals. You talk about a guy that's passionate about his business, taking care of animals, raising them, feeding them, hauling them, loving them, and letting them do what they love. That is the master. Now, let's go to Joe Priebe out of Cody, Wyoming. This is the man on Silky Nightlocks. That sounds exotic.
It is exotic. They say this is a nice one. This horse's mom, her grandma, all down the line, these are powerhouse horses that come from the picket string. I talked to Cullen earlier. He said, don't let the name fool you. This is a really nice horse with a ton of timing. Joe should get along with this horse.
All right. He's set. Big Gray. That's a mountain of a bucking horse. Yeah, cowboy. Yeah, cowboy. Hey. On the count of three, say, way to ride, cowboy. 1, 2, 3, way to ride, cowboy.
And Justin, we seen the yellow flags earlier. Now we see the orange flags. On this replay, watch this horse. The kick is not there. He's doing everything he can to make the best out of this. But this horse, half the score from the rider, half the score from the animal. The animal did not give him a chance to win. He gets an option for a reride.
I don't care. That was good watching right there. Good watch. And we'll get to see Joe come back on a reride horse here in just a little bit. That's the good news. Now to that Priebe bucking chute. Chute number 3. We're dialed in with Eli Troyer. Remember the guy a minute ago, Rudy Troyer? Remember what I told you about Rudy? He's one of 17 siblings. Okay, here's his brother. Here's one of them 17. Here's Rudy's brother, Eli from Tennessee.
And Shanghai Noon, not only was that a great movie, but this is a really good bucking horse.
And that's the same guy we were watching in the steer wrestling a moment ago, talking about how tough he looks. He's tough enough to wrestle steers, bust some broncs, and eat nails for breakfast.
But he's going to have to eat nails right here and bite down on that mouthpiece because he does have his hands full with Shanghai Noon.
He's got too much rain out there. I'm going to let you talk about what I just said.
Now, these cowboys, when they go and get in there, they're measuring their rein. They talk to their buddies. They talk to the stock contractors. They need a measurement on that rein, how that horse carries her head. He gave this horse about a fist too many. Watch her pick her head up. He's got no leverage with his rein to pull him back down in them swells, and that's why he had to double grab and get off.
You know, it is a game of science, a lot of geometry and angles. Leverage points, very important in the saddle bronc riding. Points of balance, critical. You got to know where they're all at. There's our leaderboard. Pair of big 82s, Ira Dickinson, Warwick Southern, the Aussie. Noel Johnson is next out of Phoenix, Arizona. Noel Johnson on the horse called Quality Unhidden.
And you want to talk about rain, Justin? This horse does take a ton of rain. They say this horse takes double the average of everything else. An average is a fist with a thumb stuck out like a hitchhiker. He's going to take that times 2. He's going to come out there, bury his head to the ground. He has to give him that rain to find that leverage point. If you don't give him enough, they pull you over. You give them too much, they take your spots away.
All right. Hopefully it's measured right. Noel Johnson on this bucking horse here in Cowtown on this beautiful spring Friday night with the Resistol Rookie Roundup. Get it set. The 21-year-old who won in Cave Creek, Arizona, that was just a few weeks ago. That was in March.
Yeah, you can see Justin on this replay. This is a big, strong horse as he comes around this corner to the left. Watch him. He gets a good mark out, but his upper body is coming forward, whipping back and forth. It doesn't put his feet in time. You can see his feet are down there in no man's land. He has to take all the jerk and all the power. He double grabs at the end to save his life from getting ripped down.
Coy Pennington. Here's that other angle. Looking for numbers. All right, double grab. The numbers are 0. Now let's go to our next man. No, here's Coy Pennington, Kiowa, Colorado on Big Spit.
Good start, getting it going, getting a little out of time. Now he's firing his feet back to the front. Big Spit, hopping and skipping through there. A lot going on in a short amount of time, Justin.
Well, we've had 4 qualified rides, a pair of 82s, a 79.5, a 77.5. What do you say we slide one in the top 8 at number 5, Coy Pennington, 7 points.
Watch right here. Gets a good start, but he wants to go so fast that he doesn't go with the animal. He doesn't read the body language of the horse. He's moving his feet. He's trying to spur, but he's spurring backwards, Justin.
Well, sometimes I have trouble reading, too. I've had them days. Dylan Young, get ready. Let's go to Canada. Who's here from Canada? Make some noise tonight. Maple Leaf, Maple Leaf. Oh, Canada. Dylan Young, Sturgeon County, Alberta. Real Fancy is the bucking horse.
And you want to talk about reading, Justin? When you go up to a draw and you see Real Fancy and you read that across from your name, you are ecstatic. This is a super cool, super showy saddle bronc right here. Them boys from Canada know how to play. This could be the matchup to challenge our leaderboard.
He was 83 points in Lufkin last night. He's in the top 3 at that rodeo down in East Texas, just a couple of hours out of Fort Worth. He's got a little momentum coming into this Resistol rookie roundup tonight. That is a purty bucking horse. Look at that get off. Whoa, I'd like to be young and athletic again. Dylan Young. 22 years old, 76 points, and he moves into the top 5.
And there was nothing Dylan couldn't do anymore here. Gets his feet, strong mark out, gets spurring to the front. Real Fancy not having the best day she's ever had. The kick wasn't totally there to see that 80 threshold get pushed, but Dylan made a great ride right there.
Well, we've got 3 left to go. There's your top 6. We've had 6 qualified rides, and here comes Gregory Kohler. Gregory Kohler to go now out of Tucson, Arizona. Faded Star, another one from Pickett Pro Rodeo.
When we watch this back, Justin, this is Gregory trying to do too much on this horse right here, trying to be so many points that he misses the timing as well. When this replay comes back around, he gets a really good mark out and just goes to spurring way too quick. Mark out's there, pulls him. Now he's in behind. He's way behind. He's not getting up over the point of that shoulder. And the farther it goes on, the farther the horse travels, and he can't get up there to reach. That's a long way for a cowboy's body to move in 8 seconds.
Well, it's only 68 points, but the good news is he is in the top 7. Remember, we take 8 tomorrow. We take 8 tomorrow into the next round. By the way, the top 4 out of that 8 come back for the championship, but a sudden death format tomorrow. Pair of 82s in the lead as we go now to Sam Weston, another Queensland cowboy. Agathella, Queensland. Border Town from Pete Cars, what he'll try to ride tonight.
There he gets going, reaching to the front. Bordertown having a really good day. Yeah. Queensland's got to finish it out.
Yeah, Australia's going to get another one. Australia's going to get another one right here on Bordertown. The 25-year-old looking good, looking for a place to get off, looking for some applause tonight. Texas. Cowtown coming alive tonight. How about another big 82 score tonight?
And it was all the finish, Justin. The beginning of this wasn't the prettiest thing in the world. He gets posted, it gets behind, he gets a free roll at the gate. That means you don't have to mark the horse out when you get fouled. At the middle of this ride, he catches back up, shows this horse out, and that's what you need to finish a ride like.
So you got to beat that 68 to make it to tomorrow night. 68. There's your leaderboard. Gregory Kohler holding down the last spot with 1 man to go. Let's go back to the re-ride. Here's Joe Priebe, the young man from Cody, Wyoming, on that re-ride horse.
Django, one of Pete Carr's classic horses right here. This horse has been there, done that. Is a really good re-ride. Not the craziest, strongest, not the weakest. And this is why right here.
Wow.
You can see the exotic. He gets wrapped up in the flank. There's a lot going on in that 8 seconds, Justin.
Okay, yeah. I see a yellow flag. He's got a disqualification coming. Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. Was he fouled coming out before he missed him out? That's the question. Here's the replay. If there's a foul here, it could be a re-ride. They got him because his feet wasn't up in the neck, but he got fouled. The reason he didn't have his feet in the neck, he got fouled.
And he had him up there, Justin, but you see that horse squashes him and gets them bucking shoots. That's steel and bone. Bone always gives when it comes up against steel. As this goes on, watch that back flank wrapping all up around him, pulling him off that. The horse doesn't have the great day after that big rear out. He's going to get a chance at another one.
All right, so let's go to that lead.